Hot cocoa critics, follow la la la. Y'all, when they say the show must go on, ciao. The show, let me turn the light off. Okay, good. Show must go on. Let me tell you something. We are in the thick of it already with holiday parties. Oh my God. So I don't know if it's because I had too much dairy or too many daiquiris. I went to a holiday party last night, y'all. Put the shades on. Oh my gosh. I mean, eggnog was flowing. The hoes were hoing. But I said the show must go on tonight. I mean, look, we got to do something. I got my tea here. I've got a little extra raspy rasp. Just, I had a co-host, can't find her. We'll see. She pops up if she doesn't. I mean, I'm here to tell y'all, pace yourself this holiday season. Just pace yourself. Don't be like me and be an overachiever at these Christmas parties. You understand? Pace yourself. We are in the second week of December. Maybe. I don't even know what week it is. Pace yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Elf on the shelf is what they call me. There were people at this party that are like, why do we only see you at Christmas? You literally are an elf on the shelf. And that's pretty much true. If you look at my social media, for my pop of color comedy, I come alive at Christmas, but that's literally it. Now all of a sudden, where is she the rest of the year? Because it's hot cocoa season, hot cocoa vibes. I figured I'd put on my hot cocoa sweatshirt and clock in. Okay. So nursing, a holiday party hangover, because look, there's gonna be another one next week. We might even throw one. Lies. We might even throw one. I just want to get in my like uber exciting, but realizing even though it's an uber exciting critique of a movie that has appeared on Hot Cocoa Critics multiple seasons in a row. It's the third season of Hot Cocoa Critics, third sequel. What do we call that? If it's a sequel, that's third installation of this co-host, special guest is reaching out to me as we speak. You know why? Because she passed out, also trying to recover from a party. This is what I'm talking about. But she also watched the same movie I'm about to talk about with you. And we actually have two different opinions about the movie. So what I'm going to do is there's so many layers. I feel like, well, not so many layers. They did a different format for this film this year. The production company did, and I feel like y'all should get like the backstory, and then we'll do like the review with a special guest. I think that sounds good. Yeah. Yay. Okay, we'll do it that way, y'all. Yeah, this definitely needs to be like a backgrounder. Let's consider this like the backgrounder to the third installment of the Wesley Christmas series, A Wesley Christmas South Africa. Yay! All right, y'all. Quick backstory. I went to Essence Festival this summer and had the time of my life. As I mentioned in our opener for this season, I've started Hot Cocoa Reads. So I'm there literally chasing down my very first author to like fangirl out over. And, it's at the Black authors book signing and everything. And next thing you know, so I meet her, we take pictures. It was the best time. She signed one of my books, super geeked. And then there's a panel discussion that was talking about bringing books to life, like bringing books to film. And she was going to be speaking at that panel discussion an hour after her book signing. So I'm like, I'll go because that's what this is all about, bringing attention to the stories of Black families, Black love, the Black experience, drama, comedy, whatever, thriller. So I am such a huge supporter of our stories and how they're told and who tells them. So I'm like, this is going to be perfect. It's right up my alley because Hot Cocoa Critics, we critique movies and we now critique books. Okay. With Hot Cocoa Reads. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go. Me and my husband were there. I made another book girly. Also, we go running to the panel discussion and walking in on the tail end of a movie screening of a movie called Kismet. And we hung around because we wanted to get the good seats to be able to move to the front of the room. And the panel is now starting. They're like starting to talk. And it turned out I happened to be sitting in on the panel for Octet Productions. So let me be clear. I wasn't sitting on the panel. Nobody's asking me anything. I was a guest. I heard the ways. See, don't overdo it, guys. Don't overdo it at these Christmas parties. I'm trying to tell y'all, I'm a cautionary tale. So anyway, as a guest attending Essence Festival, I'm sitting in the room where the panel discussions are happening, and Octet Productions is actually doing like kind of like a background on how much work and how much effort and the vision comes together for the movies that they create, and how just because as a Black owned production company, just because you make it doesn't mean it immediately happens. It's a labor of love. It's a labor of persistence and purpose and focus and drive. So after it turned out, they moved into their reveal that they were doing a third installment of A Wesley Christmas. I'm letting y'all know, I had no idea. This was literally just serendipity. I had no idea that they were going to be talking about A Wesley Christmas. I didn't even know who Octet Productions was. Back it all the way up. I didn't even know anyone sitting on the panel. There were a couple of faces that looked really familiar, but I couldn't place them. But it's Essence Fest. I had also never really been Essence, so I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. Anyway, long story short, I managed to get pictures and introduce myself first and foremost to Octet Productions owners and founders, creators. And as we were walking out, producers, as we were walking out, I did like a 5-minute elevator pitch about Hot Cocoa Critics. They loved the idea. They encouraged me to really check out A Wesley Christmas. And so here we are. Now, life is lifing, and immediately following the serendipitous Kismet, meet cute, with Octet Productions at Essence Festival, Hurricane Barrel hit my dear city of Houston, Texas. And we have been recovering ever since. And so things just kind of barreled, literally and figuratively. So now here we are. It's Christmas. And I am elated to finally get a chance to check out A Wesley Christmas. I was going to get a screening. I didn't look. It didn't happen. I don't know. Maybe next time, Octet, if you hear me, I'm happy to pre-screen anything else. Any other products? What products? Projects. Wow. Do better for yourself. Char, do better for yourself. As a reminder, this is a comedy podcast. Haha. Hope you're laughing. I am to keep from crying. Okay. So let's get into the movie. Let's get into it. Yeah. A Wesley Christmas South Africa. Now, if you have not seen or heard of the Wesley Christmas series, and it's an amazing series. And it also, it is always like it's a well written, well produced series. It gets hot. It got five peppermint hot chocolates, which is the highest score you can get on the scoring system last year and the year before. So the initial Wesley Christmas came out in 2022. Then there was a Wesley wedding, Christmas wedding that came out in 2023. And now we have Wesley Christmas South Africa 2024. So the South African element was actually interesting. I noticed that the cast is significantly smaller than it was last year, or even the original had like 32 cast members starring Jasmine Guy and Dorian um, Wilson, and from the Parkers. Hello, Professor Ogilvy. Yeah, and so they're the staples. They're like the matriarch and patriarch of the Wesley family, and they're obviously still in the cast, but I did notice some characters were missing, and I also noticed that they were really creative with the way that they brought in like either appearances by characters who were used to seeing some staples, like Uncle Jerome, cousin Jerome, I think, played by Red Grant, a very famous comedian. As an example, like he did like a FaceTime call, but I also noticed that it's interesting that the cast is a lot smaller in this um, release because they're filming in South Africa. So they went from like 32 cast members, I think, to 23. But the element of filming in South Africa, I think I didn't take into account, or is it South Africa? And then how they say it, South Africa? Anyway, in Johannesburg, and then really on Durban Island. I hope I'm saying that right, was a magical element. Like I really loved it. I loved so much of it. And I like the fact they brought in South African actors and actresses, some new faces. First of all, why is everybody in South Africa gorgeous? Like, why? Just why? The people, number one, meant, I mean, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. And then the landscape, the backdrop, breathtaking. And it's literally now like it was like fun dinner party talk. I think I want to go to South Africa. Like I think I'm gonna go to Africa sometime. Yeah, I like to travel, like whatever. Japan, Thailand. I don't know. Keep going to Mexico though. Keep finding myself in Cancun. Um, but South Africa, I'm really gonna make it like an actual, not even bucket list. Like I say, in the next 2 years, South Africa is gonna be a place I'm gonna visit with my spouse. You get some friends together too. I mean, it's a vibe. It looks like a total vibe. So if it's in South Africa, you already know set design is going to be top notch. The fashion design. So one of the characters, I'll give the backstory in a minute, but one of the characters is the sister of like a business partner and a former classmate. Well, would be business partner, but definitely former classmate of Todd Wesley. Remember, Todd Wesley kind of looks like Chris Brown with dreads. Has anybody ever? I can't say his real name. Well, I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just gonna say Mr. Hill. It's like Terrell. Terrell, yeah. He looks like Chris Brown with dreads. Comment if you agree with me. But anyway, his his like former business school classmate. His sister, Gugu, is what they call her. She's a South African actress, and her name is Ayanda Bandla. Yep, in Gubane. Did I do it? Did I do it? Did I do it? Look, we're gonna find out if I can speak Swahili. We're gonna find out if I can speak. Yep, our native tongue. All right. So, comedy podcast, comedy. What was I? Okay, so she owned this crazy bracelet. All that to talk about a bracelet. It was the craziest bracelet I'd ever seen. Like now, I'm gonna start stalking, following, like supporting these South African fashion designers and jewelry makers. Like, what in the world? The bracelet was like, I don't know. What would you even? I don't know. It looked so modern, so tribal, so like I don't know, tribal. Ugh, hair of the dog. Damn it. I don't know. Tribal. Anyway, um, so the premise of this release of the Wesley series, and I really hope they do another one, is remember in the previous in the previous two movies, there are two brothers. You got Todd and you got Chris Wesley. They are entrepreneurs. Well, Todd is the younger brother who feels like he has to prove himself to himself, first of all, but he really does believe in himself, but to his older brother, who is like, he needs him to invest in his business idea for an app. Okay. And the app gets purchased and it blows up and they end up having their own tech company. So I love this idea of like these young moguls. Like in past seasons, I've talked about um, how there seems to be a theme in these BET movies about young African Americans in tech and really having lucrative careers in tech and being very innovative. Because I think it's not even an unspoken thing. Now we know, now we see it. Like when you look at Future in the past, shows like not Star Trek, but like Star Wars or any sci-fi. It's like, where are the black people? We are in the future. We are, we could be on a spaceship. Hello, we've had black astronauts. Are y'all dumb? So I do like the fact that we're showing how all the different ways we can be successful and have, enterprising spirit, and tech is a great and a blooming industry for that. So I feel like that's a very accurate portrayal. Um, Now, in this movie, the South African movie, there is no like. Well, they keep referencing Chris, or yeah, Chris Wesley. Y'all, I take lots of notes. Yeah, yeah, Chris Wesley. Hello, believe in yourself, Charlene. Um, they keep referencing him, and they keep coming up with like really creative uh reasons in the plot why he's not there, but he's on the way. So I'm gonna tell you, that's my one spoiler. You're not gonna see the brother. You're not. That was getting on my nerves. You're not gonna see the brother. Okay, he's not in there, but it doesn't matter. All right. Also, there because really this is about Todd making this tech company that they have partner with the South African enterprise, and he has to do a sales pitch. So he knows Tombe, who is his former Howard University classmate, business school. I think they went to business school together. And he and Tombe are like, we're going to do this. You just got to convince my sister. So Tombe's sister is like the she is his business partner for the family enterprise of I'm not gonna say it right, Dalmini, yeah, enterprise and investments. And so Todd Wesley just has to convince her to, agree, because if she and her brother are business partners, hello, 50-50, they both have to agree. But of course, she poo-poos it, and I love that they address like the issues that we know within our culture, like the suspicions and lack of unity that exist between African Americans and Africans, Black Americans and Africans. So she basically comes out and says, "Hey, I don't know them. I can't do business with people I don't know, and honestly, they're Black American, and I kind of don't trust them. So, ta-ta." Well, the reason that the Wesleys even end up in South Africa is because Tombe, the classmate and brother, who's Dalmini, Tombe Dalmini, comes up with this idea to have Todd have his whole family come out to South Africa. so that the families can get to know each other, in particular the sister who's going to be the big decision maker, as to whether or not this deal actually goes through with them becoming a partnership with their tech company, with the Wesley's tech company. Makes like help her get to know them and fall in love with them, and then if she likes them, she'll likely want to work with them. So that's the whole premise for the Wesleys going to South Africa. Is Todd needs them to come because this deal has not closed yet. He's not going to be home in time for Christmas. Remember, he has the new wife, who is, oh yeah, Judy Johnson, Ryan Wesley. So Judy Johnson's made the return because remember, the plot kind of circled around her a little bit in seasons. Keep saying season in the first movie, just the Wesley Christmas, the original movie. So they're now married and they're celebrating their anniversary. And so he's like, I don't want to be away from her. What I liked about this was his pitch wasn't a heavy pitch. I thought, because you remember, Jasmine Guy, who plays Sylvia Wesley, is like, Christmas, my house. And everybody knows, like, if you have that person in your family where they're the matriarch and it's just understood, no excuses, be at Big Mama's house for Christmas. That's where it's spending it. Don't get creative. Don't get cute. You know where to be. You won't get gifts from Santa any other way. Be there or be square. Be there or your stocking will be bare. That's this, right? So I expected a big tug of war in her, like hemming and hawing. No, Octech Productions was like, we don't have time for that. We got to get them to South Africa. So we're just going to she's just going to agree. And I really actually loved that because it showed that Christmas really is about being with family, not about where you are with your family. And I think that's really important. Actually, the theme of this movie is family, and family in all the forms. So there's I'm not going to spoil it because it's literally just supposed to be a backgrounder, but you'll see when you watch the movie, and I heavily recommend that you do. There's family as in newlyweds, family is in engagements, family is in, what does parenthood look like in all the different forms it can come in, even the journey to parenthood, and also how when you're in business with people, that becomes your family too. They use the word family a lot in a lot of different settings, and I really liked it. Also, really liked this story of an adoption taking place with a teenager. I appreciated that. They hit so many different issues that happen in our community that are often overlooked. And I think adoption, especially of Black boys that are not little babies, they're 12, 13, 14, 16 years old. That was a really important message. And I feel like that I teared up, and I don't, these movies are supposed to be light, but also I teared up a little bit. So I think these are really important issues that that are being addressed in this movie. So I'm just going to say that I had some faves, but I'm also a little bummed because there were characters that I thought were missing. IMDb says something different. So, I mean, obviously, I always watch the Wesley movies multiple times. I am nursing the, what shall we call it? Holiday punch flu. So I know one thing. I know I enjoyed the movie, but IMDb said that there were characters in the movie that I didn't see. Now I don't know all the legalities behind IMDb and if they base it off of if they're mentioned or if their voice or likeness makes an appearance. But I didn't see the twins. Where were the twins, Kennedy and Taryn? They weren't. Now it was mentioned where they were, that they were on a trip or something, but I didn't see the twins. And then Sydney Wesley, Lauren Lott, she was not in it at all. Who else was? Those were the only ones that I noticed that were missing. There could have been more. Like I said, the cast went down significantly. Novi Brown was added, which made me so excited, from Sisters. Or in her hair. Holy smokes. Her hair needs its own IMDb page. Every time you see Novi Brown, like in Sisters, or like she was in the first Noel, and that we covered that in season one. Her hair was in braids. We always see her in like braids and locks, and they're always really pretty. But I personally have never seen her hair. Who am I? Am I the authority? No, but I'm just saying I've never seen her hair. That had to be hers, and if it wasn't, put in the comments where can I get curly bundles like that. Thanks. So anyway, she was in the movie and I liked her a lot. She played their cousin Cameron Wesley, who is like a careered student, world traveler, working on multiple degrees. And so she ends up vibing with the other brother of the Almini family, the South African family. I refuse to butcher these names, but let's see. His name is Vusi. Yeah, that sounds about right. And our no Musa, no, no, no. You know what? Comedy doesn't matter. It matters because I have so much respect for these South African actors. I watch Blood and Water, okay? I am a South African TV series fan, enthusiast. Because if I can't say these names, I can't say I'm a fan. I want to be a fan, but I just feel like somebody's gonna pull my card, okay? So we'll say interested person. Okay. Anyway, just know this that their on screen chemistry is it. Okay. Nobody's bad looking. And of course, Novi Brown's like wardrobe never disappoints. Um, again, Gugu, I loved most of the things that she wore. Her hair, look, they took crochets to a whole nother level with her hair, but I really liked her character a lot because she just showed that strong, like elder sister, eldest sister leadership role in the family. And I really resonated with that. And that also made me very emotional because I'm the oldest and I'm like the family manager. I'll say it. What else do I want y'all to know? The South African actors, I mean, like now I'm gonna start looking at other projects that they've been in because I was just very, very impressed. The parents, they were really cool. I liked that there was obviously no unnecessary thuggerization of characters. Hello. But what I did really like was that everybody was open armed. So this whole let's just say this. It was very Pan-Africanism forward, which I appreciated. We got to see a lot of South African culture. The Zulu was very, very prevalent. They even took us on like a little tour. There was like a Nelson Mandela memorial and museum that I really want to go visit. Like literally, you could watch the movie and just plot your trip to South Africa on a level, if I'm honest. If you want to just keep it light and just go and be like in South Africa and kick it, you really could. Um, I just think it's a good jump start because they opened the Wesley's arrival to South Africa with just immediately, you're here, you're going to the museum, you're gonna go to the Nelson Mandela, you know, memorial garden walkabout. And yeah, I really loved it. And I will say this, the music, you already know the music was amazing. You already know that. Because Afro beats is just blown up here in the US. But I did want to give a special shout out because they did special thanks. So like His Royal Highness, both the Prince and Princess of Zulu and Her Majesty the Queen Tandi. I mean, they had some real sign-offs on this movie. They weren't just running amok. Productions was not just running amok in South Africa. I need y'all to know this. I mean, they had queens, multiple princes and princesses, the KwaZulu Cultural Museum Precinct, the Zulu Royal House. Look, they even had Zulu dance and the Zulu Amafa Cultural Institute and the Zulu Company. I'm telling you, they did that. When they talked about it at the Essence Fest, they were like, look, this was a huge feat to pull off. We were so excited we were able to do it, and it's not easy. We're doing this on our own backs. And so um even if you just check it out, just check out this movie. Um yeah, Panavision South Africa, Cine Connect, and I will also say this particular movie, I want you to actually get through the credits. Get through the credits. I want you to sit back and read the credits for a change. What you will see is Octet Productions is is listed with multiple roles in production of this movie, not just the production company itself, which tracks with the passion that they have for the Wesley Christmas movie series. Everything they said at Essence Fest checks out in the credits, and meaning that they do a lot of their own lifting, a lot of their own lifting. Very, very humble, it's a married couple, very humble, very lovely people. I will post a picture of us at Essence Festival at the end of this critique, but I just want to say, for me, there's so much about this movie I don't want to spoil for y'all. I really don't. And I get like that. Like if it's terrible, not terrible. If it's new rule, because it's my show, I can do that. New rule. If it's 3.5 peppermint hot chocolates, I'm spoiling it. It's gonna come with spoilers. Because it's gonna come with spoilers. But if it's a 4 and above, no spoilers. No spoilers. Because this, to me, 5 peppermint hot chocolates, yet again. This is the one like movie series so far. Because now we're 3 movies in. It's a series. Yeah, I don't know if I just came up with that definition or what, but it is a comedy. And yeah, 5 peppermint hot chocolates, 5s across the board. Amazing movie, covers multiple levels. It's very consistent. That's what a Wesley Christmas does. It shows you peaceful interactions at dinner tables, like family dysfunction, but like family dysfunction that is resolved with respect and with grace. Look, I'm just here to tell you, in my opinion, consistent, and made me fall in love with South Africa in a way that I didn't even expect. It was not like, I mean, everybody knows South Africa is that girl. Like she's it. Johannesburg, say less. If somebody said I'm flying you to South Africa tomorrow, I say, okay, I need a jacket. And let me get my compression socks. I'm on the plane. But this was just beautifully done. Beautifully done. And it felt like almost a love letter to Africa, to us, to like loving who we are and having pride in our African heritage. It did so much for me, and I am so grateful for this movie and glad I got to like watch it in the comfort of my own home. And I'm gonna watch it again, probably tomorrow. Watch it again. And I encourage y'all to do the same. So 5 peppermint hot chocolates, 5s across the board, hair. Oh my gosh. That's where I was going. The crochets. The crochets on Google. Stop. Just stop. The way they work the crochets in the hair. I already went off about Novi/Cameron's hair. The locks. Kiki Haynes's locks. Oh my gosh. Kiki Haynes's locks were, I don't even like red in the hair. I'm not even like a red. I don't like red. I like that color red. Mirror. That color red, I couldn't be a meteorologist if I wanted. Or that color red in hair for me, no. But baby, her locks made me think differently about it. They did. They did like some passion locks. Gorgeous. And then Tombe's wife, her hair, her braids were, are they called Fulani? Were they like feed in? braids just dripping, loose, cornrowed, pulled up, wavy crochets in the back. I'm like, next time I go on like a long-term vacation, my hair's gonna be just like that. My forehead is way too big for all of that, but I will give it a try. Also, I don't have a lot of patience, but it was gorgeous. Anyway, so hair slamming, clothes. I told you I'm gonna start wearing nothing but South African fashions from here on out. You heard it here. I bought my last DVF dress last week. I can't. I can't. I can't buy. I can't. I've got to go straight African designs from here on out. That's it. Designers, whatever. And yeah, I mean, I mean, everybody just looked amazing. The men looked great. Actually really love the fashion that the men were wearing too. They're all in great shape. So yeah, 5 peppermint hot chocolates. What more do y'all need from me? Look, I've done my very best tonight. Like I said, this is just a backgrounder. I had to get through it. I had to survive it. Oh, girl just woke up. I mean, look, me and her are gonna have to do it a different day to reschedule. We can't have Sleepy Brown on the podcast. Only the host can be hungover. New rule. Hi, Coco Critics. I'm gonna take a nap.